Hi guys, how's it going? Today I have a book review and it's going to be about Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. And I'm so excited to talk about this because I just finished it literally like before coming in here and starting this video. And I'm going to go see the movie tomorrow because it opens tomorrow. And that's going to be awesome. Although I'm a little worried now because the book was really good. So, to start out with, let's talk about the book aesthetically, the cover and everything. Obviously, this is the movie cover. Then there's like a cooler cover that has like the title all crooked and like a guy standing with kind of like a red burst coming from him. And that's more interesting, but I realized that nowhere in my town sells like actual physical copies of this, probably because it's so popular right now. So I needed to get this shipped to me within like 2 days, and I found a copy on Target, and this was the only one they had. But I care more about the contents, honestly, so it doesn't bother me that much. I still think it's pretty cool. But the coolest thing about it is the fact that in front of each chapter there's these awesome little anatomical drawings of human anatomy. And if you've seen my blog, The Sun Went Red, that looks a ton like my header, which was awesome. And they have other ones too, like a hand. They're kind of like the pictures in front of the chapters of like a Harry Potter book, and so you're trying to look at it and like figure out what that chapter is going to be like and whether that has anything to do with it, and that was a nice touch. I liked that. So, since I know that I'm going to be doing these videos for you guys reviewing the books and for my future self to look back on and realize like what I thought about the book as I was reading it, I like to take notes, and so I'm going to read from my notes while I was reading it. Here we go. I will admit, I worried about this book. I thought it was a cool concept, but thought that ultimately it would be just a zombie love story, kind of like Twilight. It is so much more. It is so much more than that. R's love for Julie is the catalyst that starts the change in him, but then he goes on to break all of the rules, rebel, and make a difference on his own. One zombie standing up to a status quo, rebelling against the structure that has shaped his afterlife, and starting to ignite ripples of a revolution in his comrades. He begins to think of humans, whether living or dead, as people, and values them as individuals with thoughts and feelings and dreams like his own, worthy of saving and worthy of fighting for. The writing in this book is incredible. Like Ksenia Anske said on Twitter, like flowing zombie poetry that was at times beautiful and grisly, like describing the inner workings of muscles and flesh. This book does a great job of gradually introducing an outrageous concept, like a zombie coming back to the actual life, and adds layers and layers of improbable elements that almost seem possible. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, I really liked this book. It wasn't anything like I expected, and there's so much I want to say, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So I know a lot of people like Kat and Ksenia Anske and Aaliyah and a lot of people on Twitter are all reading this book right now, and it seems like I'm one of the first people to finish it and put up a video, so I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I really want to talk about it. So if you want to, you know, get in touch with me, we can have like a spoilery kind of talk about it. And I also want to hear everybody's thoughts about the book versus the movie when we all eventually see it. Honestly, I'm worried, really worried about what they're going to do with the movie, because the book has so much like amazing imagery and beautiful, beautiful like verses that just roll off the tongue, and R has so much complexity and he's growing so much, and you know, Julie is a really cool character and everything, but I just worry that it's going to be so Twilight, and I don't mean to rag on Twilight, but the first book in that series was pretty good, and I actually liked it. I will admit that I liked the first book of Twilight, but when the movie came out, it was crap and ruined it for me, you know? Taking something complex and beautiful with a nice story and turning that into a movie that's all about, like, sex and gore and violence and, you know, the awkward teenagers. Like, I didn't get a whole lot of that from this book, and I really, really hope that it's not what the movie is like, you know? So, I'm crossing my fingers that it's gonna be good, but I'm hoping for the worst, honestly. So, we'll see. But, yeah, I'll do like a Film Friday film video about the book versus the movie when I see it tomorrow. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the book. If you've read it, if you haven't read it and want to talk about what you think it's going to be like, I can totally shoot down your ideas because it's unexpected and cool. So yeah, I wanted to share some of my favorite quotes, but without the context, they're kind of meaningless and maybe a little spoilers too. So just know that there are some really awesome points about this book. It made me want to continue on my writing path and kind of, you know, fight the man, you know, like stand up for what you believe in. It's really uplifting, an uplifting zombie story. I liked it. So I will see you guys later. Have a great night.